Well, it took me long enough, but finally I found this figure. So on today's review, we're going to be having a look at the Iron Man 2, the movie series. We're going to be having a look at Iron Man Mark 1. I don't believe how hard it was for me to find this figure. So I kept on going to Walmart persistently and finally had to pick up the comic series Mark 1. And today I went to Toys R Us and they only had 2 left, and I was overjoyed to find this figure, and he was one I picked up right away. When I saw this figure, I was looking through the pegs, and I saw the Mark 1, I just took it and I yanked it off the peg. No damage was done, but I got the figure. I picked up one at first, and when I looked down, I noticed his hand was missing. I looked in here, and his hand was gone. So I was very lucky to look there. I made sure the figure was good, and so I picked up another one, the other one I found, to set him down. Anyway, just a buck more at Toys R Us. Overjoyed to have the figure. So needless to say, let's go ahead and look at the packaging. We've got our standard Iron Man 2 card, Mark 1 inside. On the back we've got Collect Them All, Iron Man Mark 2, we've got Iron Man Hyper Velocity Armor, and we've got Ironmonger. We've got a picture of Iron Man over here, so let's go ahead and read up. The Mark 1 suit isn't as fast or as powerful as Tony Stark's later versions of the Iron Man armor, but it was still plenty tough enough to blast its way to freedom in the remote mountains of the Middle East. Short, sweet read up there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open up the figure, and we're going to have a close look at Iron Man Mark 1. Stay tuned, there's plenty more to come. Go ahead and overjoyed. That's the first word I'm going to say. Overjoyed. I have this figure. I'm going to go ahead and get a little closer here. Really cool figure. The paint is awesome on this guy. The joints are a little tight. Let's go ahead and try to loosen that up. Loosen that up. It's really stiff. Really, really stiff, as a matter of fact. Try not to break this. Alright. Loosen that up. The arms are kind of really big on this figure. This figure is really beefy. Hold on a second, guys. I need to do something. I've got a couple things. Alright, there we go. Now let's go ahead and continue on with the review. Here we have our Mark 1. Awesome figure. Awesome, awesome figure. They did a great job with this figure. Had I picked this figure up a long time ago, had I found him, this would have been my initial review for these figures. Starting off with a Mark 1, but I know you guys are kind of getting sick of these reviews, and they're kind of coming to their end, because I've pretty much collected all the figures I want. I still want to get that Ironmonger and some of the 6-inch figures, but eBay is probably going to be my place for those. Anyway, detailing on this figure is awesome. Completely awesome. Everything, every aspect of this figure is just completely detailed from the movie. Completely awesome. Let's go ahead and start off with this accessory. Evidently someone over there at Hasbro decided that every one of these 3-inch figures has to come with a missile launcher. So here we've got our flamethrower. Boom. Onto the backdrop. Let's try not to knock it over this review, eh? It snaps onto our Iron Man here. Really easy. Packaging real quick. Yeah, that's it. Just snaps onto his hand, like so. Unfortunately, it's a little too large for the figure, but nonetheless, I put it in the box. Looks pretty cool. Anyway, let's get on to our figure. I am so happy to have this guy. So happy. So happy. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the figure. Excellent detailing here. We've got flamethrower fluids, fuel tank right here. Detailing. Just look at all those parts. The head has articulation, barely because of these two right here things. We've got even our little black tread right here. Conveyor belt or something going on right there. On the back we've got our mechanisms, our fan, and our I guess this is a fuel pod or something. Really cool. Really cool. You can see how the figure, it's got its little numbers going right here. It says AFP4 475. We've got our chest piece here. Articulation in the knees, I think. Yeah, it does. This figure is really stiff. Oh gosh. I'm afraid that if I try to bend it too much, it's going to break this figure. No, I don't think this figure is double jointed. Gosh, I just cannot believe how stiff this figure is. Oh, listen to all that cracking. Oh, well, that's as far as it goes right there, but anyway, it shouldn't be too big of a problem. His feet are movable. We've got our kind of rusted metallic, so good on the figure. If we bring in Iron Man Mark 5 here, let's go ahead and have a look. See how much bulkier Iron Man Mark 1 is. Iron Man Mark 5 is a little taller than Mark 1. Definitely a little skinnier. Let's have a look at the comic series Mark 1, if we shall. Definitely, they're about the same. This one might be a little bulkier. Take him out, and we'll have a look at Mini Mates Mark 1. They look kind of similar. They also share the fan and the fuel pod on back. Move this out of the way. But anyway, awesome figure. Let's go ahead and have a look at his schematic cards. Is what I've just come to call these. I've heard some other YouTubers calling them these. That's the only name I can think for them. Here we have them. 3 cards you can put on IronManCard.com, which I've heard doesn't exist, but I've yet to check it out myself because I'm not really that interested in it. But if you throw these cards together, you'll end up with Mark 1. And Mark 1 has his pegs on the front of his feet. There we go. He goes on there. And so, this has been a review on Iron Man 2, the 3-inch series, the movie series, Iron Man Mark 1. It took me long enough to get him. I got him. And I'm overjoyed with the figure. I'll give this figure a 10. I'll give him a 10. He's such a good figure. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. There's plenty more reviews to come. And with that, have a good day, guys.